near the concession stand. Kona Ice, the first sponsor of Warrior Football, is the exclusive producer of everything icy here at Tomahawk Stadium. Visited by the main entrance at the north end zone, Kona Ice. Donut Country is here this evening also. Satisfy your sweet tooth with a donut and coffee, or grab a freshly prepared dozen to take home. Located by the main entrance, thank you Donut Country for being the Warrior Bird sponsor. Riverdale football swag. Murfreesboro Custom Keys is on site for tonight's game and all of our Riverdale game day needs. Show your support. Your purchase, portion of your purchase comes back directly to Warrior Football. Visit Murfreesboro Custom Keys located in the south end zone near the concession stand. This evening we have the Night TV Friday Night Rivals game. Friday Night Rivals has Middle Tennessee's elite high school football game. Tonight, the Army National Guard and Park Durham Injury Law are proud to bring you the game of the week. The Henry County Patriots versus our Riverdale Warriors. Fans, the Riverdale team roster and game schedule are on our website. Be sure to go to RiverdaleWarriors.com for all Warrior athletics. flag. Cadet Sergeant Rowan Arkinson. The National Guard, Cadet.
The Tennessee Army National Guard is proud to support Middle Tennessee High School. The Tennessee Army National Guard is proud to support Middle Tennessee high schools and high school athletics.
We're working together to help schools and students get the most out of their high school years on and off the field.
The Tennessee Army National Guard is honored to join forces with MyTV 30 and Friday Night Rivals to support the communities we live in, work in, and we serve in. Tennessee Army National Guard is volunteer strong.
Tonight's Friday Night Rivals matchup between two of Middle Tennessee's finest high schools is brought to you by the Tennessee Army National Guard and Bart Durham Injury Law.
It is week 2 in the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Tonight, two proud programs separated by nearly 150 miles come together in Middle Tennessee, both with the hopes of finishing tonight 2-0. The Riverdale Warriors host the Henry County Patriots. Welcome into Phil Watts Tomahawk Stadium in Murfreesboro, everybody. Alongside former Vanderbilt Commodore Bruno Reagan, I'm Lucas Panzica. Bruno, both of these programs know what it takes to get to the mountaintop. 6 state championships shared between the two in their history, and they both know you got to have these early season non-region matchups to get better for the stretch run.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of connecting factors in tonight's game. Maybe some coaching trees, some familiar ones, and there's a lot of respect. As we learned with our interviews coming into the game today, both teams are expecting a tough matchup.
Yeah, it should be a great matchup, like you said, with a lot of connections. But let's get to the keys to the game. Henry County, after a big win in week 1 over Brighton, led by James Counts Jr., the longtime head coach, they hang their hat on physicality. They want to drag Riverdale into a phone booth.
Well, it's kind of a matchup issue because Riverdale, they want to spread out and they want to try and get to the open field. Henry County, they're going to pound it down towards you and they want to get downfield on the defensive side of the football too. So they're going to try and cut off angles on any flats and try and shorten the field as much as possible tonight.
And Will Kreisky leads the Riverdale Warriors after a 1-0 start, beating Smyrna last week. Bruno, they got to match that physicality.
Absolutely. You have to do it early and you have to do it quick because Henry County is going to come out rushing the football. It is no secret. Everybody knows it. So you need to really minimize those rushes, get off the field as fast as possible because when you got to start getting to the third and fourth quarters, that's where they're going to be real dangerous.
Well, let's get to our players of the game. For Henry County, sophomore quarterback Aiden Spellings had 5 total touchdowns in that Week 1 victory, 4 of them in the air. It matched a single-game program record.
Spellings really sets the tone for the Henry County philosophy of offensive football. They're going to start off with the rush. He's going to get incorporated with the rush, so they have those different dynamics, quarterback, H-back, maybe some sweep styles, and then they're going to open up the passing game, maybe some play action and some key fakes.
And for Riverdale, a guy who won't be playing his college ball far from here at Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, it's running back DJ Taylor. He's going to carry the load for them this season.
And DJ Taylor is arguably the best athlete on the field tonight. When Henry County wants to put him in a phone booth, it's DJ Taylor's job to try and drag him out into that open space.
Should be a great matchup. Let's get an injury update from the third member of our crew, Sammy Kincaid. What can you tell us?
Hey guys, for the Bart Durham injury report, let's start out on the Henry County side of things. He's going to see limited action tonight. He won't be completely out, but Landon Rhodes is battling an ACL injury. So he will not see unnecessary plays tonight, is how Coach told us earlier in the week. Also out tonight on the Riverdale side is Zayden Jones. He is out with an ankle injury. That's your Bart Durham injury report. But it is notable also on the Riverdale side that LeBrian Shelburne will not be playing tonight. He is ineligible. But that is your report. Before the game gets started, whenever we come back from break, we're going to have coin toss, kickoff, a lot more for you, so stick with us. We'll be right back.
I got my girl, this what I need, this what I want. You wanna try me, but here it go.
You could not paint a better picture for high school football in Week 2 in Middle Tennessee as the Henry County Patriots make the trek 147 miles from Paris, Tennessee to meet the Riverdale Warriors right here in Murfreesboro. It's the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. The Warriors led by head coach Will Kreisky. The Patriots led by James Counts Jr. Both teams 1-0. Alongside Bruno Reagan, I'm Lucas Panzica. Sammy Kincaid down on the sidelines as the Warriors take the field. Bruno looking to build on a 10-point victory at Smyrna last week and looking to avenge a 1-point loss to Henry County a year ago.
Absolutely. Riverdale is a team we got to see last year on air, and then they sort of ended the season on a hot streak, got to the playoff, and then, their season kind of came to an early end, earlier than they would want, so now they're looking to kind of build up that confidence before they head into region play.
And Henry County coming off a 49-13 win over Brighton last week. Let's take it down to the field for the Tennessee Army National Guard coin toss.
This is a tails. Call it before I flip it, and if I drop it, we'll flip it again, okay?
Tails.
He said tails, gentlemen. Let's see if we can get this thing done. It is heads. You have won the toss. You want to defer?
Defer.
I tell you, won the toss, elected to defer. Okay, you want the ball. Which end of the field do you want to kick from? You kick that way? Okay, white team line up with me over here. Red team line up over here.
That is our Tennessee Army National Guard coin toss with our referee Bobby Garrison tonight. Henry County will receive the football, and we will get a look at sophomore quarterback Aiden Spellings to kick it off for the Riverdale Warriors. This is the senior kicker Khalil Arman as he tees it up to get us underway on a brand new turf field here at Phil Watts Tomahawk Stadium. Bruno, looks good.
It does look good. I love the large logo, too. Now, I don't know if you saw the game last week, Luke Penzia, on Max Hur's legacy game, but we had 2 kickoff returns back-to-back for touchdowns. So it'll be interesting to see if we get a sort of semblance of a normal game coming into this one.
Going to be hard to one-up what happened over at CPA a week ago. Peyton Littleton and Martez Rack are back deep to receive for the Patriots, both capable ball carriers in the receiving game for the Patriots. We'll see who gets a crack at this opening kickoff. 21-20 was the final at Henry County a year ago. 2 schools separated by distance but closely tied, with the 2 men leading them on the sidelines. More on that later on. Let's have some fun. Armand boots it clean out of the end zone. Touchback. Henry County will come out to the 20. No kickoff return to open us up today. We're going to get an early look at this Henry County offense that put up 49 points last week against Brighton. 40 points per game last season, but they replaced a lot of starters, including their quarterback, Caden Marshall, who's now plying his trade for Eddie George at Tennessee State. In comes sophomore Aiden Spellings.
And the thing with Henry County, I mean, I know these guys. I played in their region in high school, and no matter who they lose, they always come back and reload. They have a culture. They have a style, and you're going to see it coming here on 1st and 2nd down. I can't expect nothing less than for them to start establishing their run game.
Spellings flanked by junior running back Diesel Ward for 1st and 10. A run-heavy Patriot offense. And it's a quarterback keeper to get us going. He is stuffed and has nothing there at the line of scrimmage. Met and driven back by Aiden Emmons, a downhill player. Very important in the box for this Riverdale defense, meaning very important tonight against this Henry County offense. As you look at the BMC Metalworks starting lineups, Aiden Spellings will lead the charge at quarterback, but they'll rotate a lot at running back. Levon Tharp gets the start. We'll see a lot of Diesel Ward among some other names tonight in the backfield for the Patriots.
Pretty interesting. They actually ran to the boundary there, the shorter side of the field, as they motioned their guys. So they're looking to have some misdirection.
Spellings will hand off. This is Ward. First carry of the game. Rushed for over 100 yards in the win over Brighton last week. Able to fall forward. Gains a couple on the play, but it brings up a 3rd and 6. They'll give him 4. And here's the Riverdale defense presented by BMC Metalworks. A dangerous and deep front. Caleb Woods with 7 tackles, half a sack last week. J.C. Haynes, the other defensive end, racked up a couple of TFLs in the 24-14 win over Smyrna. Led by defensive coordinator Zach Rail. Spellings alone in the backfield. Under pressure, he's thrown down. It's a sack by the Riverdale defense on the first 3rd down of the night. JoJo Smith, who they moved to the edge in the offseason, and that move pays off big here on the opening drive.
You see number 8 on the right side of your screen. He's lined up on the right defensive end. It's just a power rush. He puts both of his hands. He catches the offensive lineman on his heels, able to get in the backfield. And that was really set up by how effective Riverdale was on 1st and 2nd down, forcing the Patriots to drop back when they don't want to.
Killian Snow, the junior punter, will boot it away. It's a low snap, but he gets it off. Tracking it and letting it bounce at midfield is Malik Hicks. So we'll get a look at this Riverdale offense for the first time. Coordinated by Justin Barnes, former head coach at Soddy Daisy in East Tennessee. Took over in 2022 to replace Kelly Holcomb. And it's a dual quarterback system as you get a look at DJ Taylor. our player to watch before the game, but Malachi Tellin, the junior quarterback who transferred over from Rockvale, will get the first snap. We'll see both he and Dante Cameron tonight for the Warriors. Tellin wants to throw on first down, wants to go deep, has a man, it's caught at midfield. Hicks in the open field and thrown down at the 10. And Riverdale goes deep to start things off. First and goal for the Warriors. Tellin to Hicks, 52 yards.
Great throw by Tellin, and Hicks does a great job of, he just attacks the open zone, and I mean, the Henry County defense kind of loses them in their tracking. The referee right there making a little bit of a play himself, or else he would have been out to the gate, but Riverdale now going to have to show up on the goal line.
Touchdown saving stop eventually made by Martez Rack, the senior safety. So just like that, Riverdale already knocking on the door. Taylor goes in motion. Tellin will run it right up the gut. Trying to go through a Patriot to the goal line. He's going to be stopped just short to bring up second and goal. Capable runner, makes good decisions in the passing game. Malachi Tellin was 6 of 13 for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns in the air last week in the win over Smyrna. Here's a look at the Riverdale offense presented by BMC Metalworks. DJ Taylor, a name that we'll call a lot, big number 1. The MTSU commit at 6 foot, 186 pounds.
Yeah, and you know, I said beforehand in our pregame, he's going to look to get into space, but right now Riverdale's kind of hitting Henry County with a taste of their own medicine.
And Taylor will have his first carry of the night. He stopped short. And the Henry County defensive front steps up, coordinated by John Harrison, a former position coach of Riverdale head coach Will Kreisky's. A lot more on that later on. Here's the Henry County defense presented by BMC Metalworks. That front three of Malik Jackson, Javen Patton, and Cameron Henry do a lot to contribute to this Henry County mindset.
A little bit of shift on the D-line there.
Bunch set for Riverdale. It's a fake. Over the middle. Touchdown Warriors. Xavier Watkins. Malachi Tellin draws in the defense with the QB draw fake and then hits him over the top for the H-back Watkins, his 3rd touchdown of the season. The Smyrna transfer gives Riverdale a 6-0 lead.
And talk about diversity from an offensive play calling and personnel standpoint. You have Tellin on the throw. You have Tellin on the rush. You have Taylor on the rush. And then you have Tellin on the fake rush into a step-up throw. I mean, the Henry County guys are having trouble locking in onto their reads with this kind of diversity.
Extra point, up and good by Khalil Arman. And Henry County may be a bit stunned defensively. Might look pretty familiar to what they see in practice every day. Riverdale faking the run. Touchdown on the pass. Xavier Watkins puts the Warriors in front.
You wanna try me? Well, here it go.
That is our United States Marines national anthem moment as Riverdale takes an early lead on a short-range touchdown from Malachi Tellin to Xavier Watkins. Here's Aiden Spellings for the Henry County offense. Lowering the boom on Spellings is JoJo Smith showing up again from the edge, but it's a good gain by the sophomore quarterback who makes it second and short with his 7-yard scamper.
Yeah, Spellings made a great decision, gets outside the pocket and makes a little bit of a move. Now they have some extra downs to work with, maybe to work in their base run package. But Smith kind of goes in, lays the boom, and even though he gave up 8 yards, you kind of see him get up with that energy. So they're trying to match that physicality that Henry County is known for.
Doing a good job of it so far. Henry County on its second possession after going 3 and out on the opening series. Spellings hands it off. Diesel Ward has nowhere to run. He is swallowed up by that Riverdale front. Hudson Fuqua, the strong safety, a sophomore, in amongst Aiden Emmons and other members of that Riverdale front. J.C. Haynes, the senior, who led the team with a pair of TFLs last week against Smyrna. And this will bring up 3rd and 4 after the loss of 1.
What you just saw right there, J.C. Haynes did a great job. A lot of teams on their zones, they leave men free on the backfield and just hope your operation's faster. J.C. Haynes cut at the angle and met them at where the procedure happened. So that was a good job by number 11 on Riverdale's defense.
Henry County looking for its first down. Spellings on the play action, finds a man. It's going to be just short as he connected with his favorite target, Peyton Littleton. The senior receiver is a yard short of the line to gain. It brings up 4th and 1, and Henry County going to be forced to punt it away again.
Henry County really relies on 11-man football. And when I say that, like, if you watch a team like, for example, if you happen to watch Colorado play against North Dakota State, there's a lot of playmakers that make things happen. When you have an offense like Henry County's, you can't have a missed assignment. It's going to kill your drive. You need every down you can get.
The punt from Snow, nearly blocked. He goes down. Hicks back to receive, and he fair catches it. Flag on the play, back from where Snow got it off. Faced immense pressure.
Into the kicker.
And Bobby Garrison tells us it's against the Riverdale Warriors. Might be a chain mover for Henry County and a bailout here on special teams.
On a serious note, yeah, you can't absolutely touch the kicker during his throwing motion, or excuse me, his kicking motion.
On the defense, 5-yard penalty resulting in a 1st down.
You want to take the ball off the foot right there, and as great of a play as you've seen right there, and it's not even, he wasn't even at the kick. It was just a little bit too much of a reach, and now Henry County gets a second chance at life on this drive to sort of make up the ground that they lost.
It's a BMC Metalworks 1st down. BMC Metalworks, an industry leader in CNC machining and steel fabrication services, celebrating its 50th year anniversary. So Henry County with the shotgun snap to Spellings, weaving through that Riverdale defense. The Patriots pushing the pile, and he goes down just short of the 45. Might be just enough for the 1st down, and there's Henry County showing off some of that physicality.
This is just a good, tough run. They have a little bit of a fullback lead. They get their H-back, fullback, second guy, and Spelling gets in there. Watch the offensive line. Big thing is always keep moving your feet on the piles. And they're able to pick up that extra 5 yards in the 1st down.
10-yard gain as James Counts Jr. paces the sideline. 89-21 in his career at Henry County, his alma mater, the place where his father won 2 state championships. James Counts Sr., the winningest coach in program history. Here's Levon Tharp, his first carry of the game, pulls through a defender and dragged down. Now the Patriots starting to rip off some chunks in the run game. That's a 9-yard pickup by the senior Tharp.
And I know we said in the pregame coming in, DJ Taylor's probably the best athlete on the field, but Tharp's going to make his name known also when he gets the light, he gets the balls, he's going to go and he's going to try and find that open space. He's going to hug the walls and just try and make as much go in space as possible.
52 yards on 9 carries last week against Brighton.
I don't know. I don't want to be by myself. I don't know my mom at.
So it'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Patriots, and looks like they're going to march this back.
10-yard penalty, spotted the foul, 1st down.
Holding penalty against the Patriots negates the 1st down run by Tharp.
And we didn't get to see it, but you'll have my insight here. Anytime you see Tharp go on the outside, as we have our 2 head coaches right here, whenever the ball goes outside, it's usually a receiver that gets those holdings on the edge.
See Will Kreisky on the right there, James Counts Jr. on the left. More on those two in a moment as Aiden Spellings, juking in the backfield, dives forward. Another flag down.
On the tackle, Aiden Nimmo.
Check that. No penalty on that play. James Counts Jr. in year 10 has a close connection with Riverdale head coach Will Kreisky, as their fathers both worked together. Kreisky, also a graduate of Henry County, a former Patriot himself. Paris, Tennessee, 148 miles from here, but they've come together and played their first 2 ever matchups against one another. Last year, the 21-20 win for Henry County was the first ever meeting between the two, and here's the second as Spellings looks for his fullback, Brock Archie. Let's go down to Sammy Kincaid on the sideline for more on that connection between Kreisky and Counts.
Hey, Lucas, yeah, this connection goes really deep. And if you look at Henry County's helmets, you're going to see a red sticker on the back of their helmets. That sticker is for Henry County's team doctor for decades, Dr. Mickey Norman, who passed away over the summer. Dr. Mickey Norman was described by both head coaches as a cog in the wheel for their town, and Dr. Norman delivered over 3,000 babies, including Coach Counts' wife and also head coach Will Kreisky and his twin brother Matt Kreisky. So pretty cool that Dr. Norman delivered all 3 of them, and it's a pretty cool connection between the 2 of them.
Over 3,000 babies in the community delivered by Dr. Mickey Norman, who is being honored, as Sammy says. Really cool stuff. Aiden Spellings being chased around in the backfield on 3rd and long, and he's dropped. J.C. Haynes and this Riverdale defense is swarming Bruno.
This is all just kind of a symptom of Henry County losing their early run game. When you can't establish a run game on early downs, whether it be a TFL because of a misassignment or penalties, you're going to get Spellings out of his element, which is the play action, the key fakes, getting out in room. Now he's just kind of running for his life out there. Great job by the Riverdale defense, turning Henry County into the one dimension they don't want to play out of.
So the Patriots able to string together a couple of first downs. They got to punt it away, but it's between the legs of Snow. Looking to get it off. Under pressure, Snow gets a punt away, and it bounces to midfield and still going. It's going to be fielded and dropped at the 45 by Jeremiah Weaver, the linebacker, who scoops up the ball. All things considered, Killian Snow making the best out of a terrible situation, and Riverdale will be back with it, leading 7-0 at home on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law.
Welcome back to Riverdale High School, where they currently lead Henry County 7-0. And when I was talking to head coach Will Kreisky earlier this week, he was talking about the new turf that's on the field. And one of the additions to this turf is the A right behind me that you can see on the field. That A is for Asher Sullivan. He was the son of Director of Schools James Sullivan, and he tragically passed away earlier this year in a storm. And Coach Kreisky said this turf will last for 10 to 12 years. Come to Riverdale, he wants to make sure that he is on the field with his classmates. Guys, up to you.
Thank you, Sammy. Heartbreaking story from back in May, and really, really cool how Riverdale High School is honoring Asher Sullivan and his family.
And when you play the game of football, at the end of the day, it is 11 young men on the field having fun, but we have these little hidden meanings where I know when I played, we had our own things where it just means more, and you can kind of see in the way these kids come out. The energy they have, right? It's kind of otherworldly sometimes, and you never know what happens. Luckily enough, we had that story for you on the broadcast. You get to see what these kids are playing for.
Yeah, great stuff. Riverdale certainly coming out with that energy here tonight as it's a toss sweep to the right side. Malachi Tellin tossing it to Malik Hicks, who crosses midfield, but a flag goes down on the play.
Number 17, Adam Thompson. Penalty marker.
It's like it's going to be on the Warriors.
Anytime, especially earlier in the season, you get these edge guys, they have trouble keeping their hands on the inside and moving their feet.
During the play, holding, number 6, red, on the offense. 10-yard penalty spot of the foul. Remains first down.
Take a look at the bottom of your screen, a little bit of a bear hug. Just on the outside of our frame. But holding nonetheless. These are the things that have been killing Henry County's drives. Riverdale can't allow it to kill their own drives, especially with great field position.
First time Tellin will be asked to dig Riverdale out of a hole, and DJ Taylor's going to do it himself. Bursting through midfield right at the logo, the MTSU commit, who ran for 115 yards on 14 carries with a touchdown last week. Big-time leader on this football team, and he makes it second and short.
If you give Taylor any space, he's going to make a man miss right there. The first guy comes in. They just have to make contact. Then the second, third man in, they'll have the gang tackle. But if you let Taylor get any space, he's going to turn just a little bit of a gain into an explosive play.
There you see Will Kreisky, the Henry County Patriot himself, grew up in the community with his twin brother Matt, of course, the head coach at Blackman. As it's a screen dumped down to Cameron Booker, the senior. Darts down to the 40, and it moves the chains to BMC Metalworks first down. It was really cool talking to Coach Kreisky about that connection between his family and the family of James Counts and just how much they mean to one another. Coach Kreisky telling us that he can't describe what they mean to the Kreisky family and the way that they help them come up as football minds, players, coaches, their dads coaching together. Both of them Henry County alums. Spin move, 25-yard line, tumbling down is Booker again. Back-to-back plays, Tellin connecting with Booker. And it's a chain mover for the Warriors.
Key of the game going in for Henry County is they got to put Riverdale in a phone booth. And right now, Riverdale's, if they're in a phone booth, it is a mall-sized phone booth. The entire field is Riverdale's weapon. So until Henry County can start getting some more success on these early downs and force Riverdale into some situations where their players can read, it's going to be a very, very long night.
Booker making his season debut, missed week 1 with a shoulder injury. Early movement.
Start on the offense, number 99, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I heard Bobby Garrison there say false start on the offense, but believe he meant to reference nose tackle Javen Patton, a returning starter, a junior on this Henry County defensive line. So 5-yard penalty against the Patriots. Now Dante Cameron in at quarterback. The sophomore makes a move at the 10, and he's helicoptered down. And you're going to see this rotation from the Riverdale offense. Cameron, a sophomore, who had been out a couple weeks with an ankle injury in the preseason, so still getting into a rhythm, progressing well, very athletic player. And Will Kreisky says he's leaving it in the hands of his OC, Justin Barnes. He's going to let these guys play it out until somebody really grabs a hold of the job.
And the concern kind of is when you go with a 2-quarterback system is that the procedure's going to be different. Maybe the center hears a cadence different, or there's a snap count difference, right, in the way that they express their cadence. But if you can overcome those things, a 2-quarterback system can be very beneficial for what we're seeing right now with Cameron making a move on the edge.
And he's going to get his turn here as the Warriors are inside the 10. Handing it off to Taylor into the 5 and down near the goal line. Dropped by Isaiah Williams, the outside linebacker who made first contact, and it's a short yardage situation for Riverdale.
Riverdale has just been so successful with whatever they're doing. I mean, that's just a simple zone play. That's your mid zone where you can hit it up the middle and you can go outside of the tackle. They're hitting them on the flats. They can hit big plays over the middle and attack the zone coverage. Right now, Riverdale is just hitting on all fronts, and it's led by that young man, DJ Taylor, who is toting the rock as the main bell cow back.
Taylor going to get it again, his 4th carry of the night, and not going to get in as the Patriots defense steps up on 2nd down. He runs into a wall. 24 yards on 4 carries for Taylor. The MTSU commit in what might be the last play of the quarter.
And Henry County had really great defense on their last goal line until Riverdale hit that fake pass 1-2 step over in the open field. We have number 33, Ryan Mitchell, for the Henry County Patriots, filling in the gap.
And there's the end. No flag down with 2 seconds left in the first quarter.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 4 on the red team. 5-yard penalty, 3rd and goal.
That's on wide receiver Kadarian Fletcher, the senior
Of the red team.
of the red team, the Riverdale Warriors. He's not wrong.
Oh, I've been there. That team over there. Point.
And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter with Riverdale leading by a score and knocking on the door against the Patriots. 7-0 Warriors on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Under a beautiful Murfreesboro sky, we are back for the start of the second quarter, and don't go anywhere. The United States Navy halftime report will have participating school administrator interviews, highlights from here and around the nation, and more. The United States Navy, forged by the sea. Glad to have you with us out here on Warrior Road. It is the Phil Watts Tomahawk Stadium. The flex from Bruno Reagan. Not dripping sweat at all up here on a muggy Week 2 night in Middle Tennessee, but nowhere we'd rather be as the Warriors lead the Henry County Patriots 7-0.
I guess we should be happy we didn't go shirtless. I know there was a quick discussion on it. It's a little hot in our phone booth up here. As we take a look at the first quarter stats, Patriots -6 on the passing, 30 yards rushing, 2 penalties for 15 yards, and the Riverdale Warriors a good set of balance. 79 yards through the sky, 40 on the ground, as we've tried to finish out our goal line drive.
Warriors trying to add to their lead. This is sophomore quarterback Dante Cameron's drive, and he's going to throw. Looking into the right flat, it's over the head of Fletcher, the senior who led the team in receiving a week ago. 5 catches for 74 yards. There's offensive coordinator Justin Barnes. as Riverdale will send out the kicking team for the first time tonight. Khalil Arman, the senior, who was 0 for 1 last week on a 42-yard attempt. This one from 24 yards. Telling the holder. Kick is up. It's perfect. Riverdale goes up by 2 scores. Arman inflates the lead to 10-0 early in the second. So a 9-play drive by the Warriors offense led by Dante Cameron, and now Bruno, the Patriots will look to formulate a response.
And right there at the tail end of that drive with Cameron, that's kind of what I'm talking about when you have 2 quarterbacks. Cameron hit his throw a little bit early. It looked like the receiver wasn't ready. So you can just get some timing mishaps there. But Riverdale are able to get points up on the board, which is always a positive, especially when you go up 2 scores.
So the Patriots will get it back. And Henry County head coach James Counts admitted to us this week that Riverdale kind of snuck up on them a little bit last year. It was the first ever meeting between the 2 programs. Refused to let that happen again. He said this time there won't be anything we're not ready for. James Counts Jr. in his 10th year leading the program that his father won 2 state championships with. Counts a member of many of those coaching staffs, coaching the offensive line, helping out in the weight room, several different capacity. He's talked about being humbled by the fact that he's on 89 wins, and he's gaining on his late father, James Counts Sr., who is the winningest coach in school history at 132-46. Arman will kick it off. Touchback. Patriots will get it again at the 20. So what do you want to see more of from this Henry County offense? As we talked about pregame, they want to run the football, lull you to sleep, hit you with the play action, but what hasn't worked for them in the first 3 series?
Well, and you have to also add in the element. I believe it's an hour, 30-minute drive on a good timing from Paris, Tennessee to Murfreesboro. Could be a little longer. So it's one of those things when you're on the road, too, a little bit of the heat environment. You just might take time for your team to settle in, try and kind of get to your roots. So I don't want them to panic too much now. Now, when we start getting later, closer to halftime, and things still aren't working out, then we can start changing up our game plan. But for now, we're still just trying to get our base going.
And Spellings is going to run on first down. Has a seam. Gets through it for a nice gain. The sophomore quarterback picks himself up, becoming more comfortable in this offense. James Counts Jr. saying they purposely put him through some really tough situations in the preseason to gain some confidence. They want to run him, a 100-yard rusher last week, but also want to give him some high percentage looks in the passing game. And he comes out for 2nd and 3.
Must be well conditioned to Spellings, considering he runs off the sideline to get the play call, runs back to the huddle, and has been taking, I would say, half of the rushing snaps for Henry County right now. So definitely a well-conditioned young man early this season.
Offensive coordinator Jake Anderson calls the plays for this Patriot offense, and he's going to call Spellings' number again as he dives under a pile and picks up the UA Local 572 first down. UA Local 572, the premier trainer of workers in all aspects of the piping, plumbing, welding, and HVAC industry.
And I really like that for Henry County. I mean, Spellings is the player that's been putting up the most production for them. So they're like, hey, even though he's our quarterback, we're just going to keep the ball in the hands of our best player. And right now it's kind of working for them on this drive, getting back into a groove.
Fullback Brock Archie in the game, along with Xavier Foster. 2 fullbacks in for the Patriots. Shift to the right of the formation. Spellings again wants to break it out to the right. He's got some room down the sideline. Aiden Spellings dances out of bounds. The Patriots starting to find a groove with Spellings as the ball carrier.
There's the Henry County team that I know. We're in a 23 personnel on 1st and 10 on the other side of the field. This is what you do on 4th and 1 for a first down. And they're like, we're going to do it on 1st and 10 and really get back to our roots. And Spelling actually does a good job. He guides them in with his eyes and his initial steps. And then after he lulls them in, taking a few steps, then he hits the outside and is able to break it for a few yards.
Doing it on the ground tonight, 50 yards already on 7 attempts, but tied a single game passing touchdown record last week with his 4 TDs in the air. Tied a record held by the current athletic director, Steve Summers, who set it in 1985. Spellings gives to Tharp. Can't break it outside. Riverdale all over it.
Yeah, Spellings isn't going to be able to do everything for the Henry County offense. They're going to have to get Tharp involved, and I don't want them to get away from Tharp either. But an unfortunate first down, because we know Henry County has to stay in front of the chain, so they're going to continue the rushing attack. Now they're going to have to make up, maybe make it a third and manageable, where they can make it a dual threat to open up more of their playbook on a third down.
Great crowd on hand tonight. Elijah Reams was the man who came downhill to make the stop, the junior safety. 10 tackles a week ago. Tied for the team lead in that 10-point win over Smyrna on the road. After the loss of 1, Spellings with another carry, and he is knocked to the ground. Flag flies, helmet rolls off. And Aiden Spellings is going to have to leave the field for a play, but this could be free yardage for the Patriots.
Can you guess the penalty? Face mask on the Riverdale defense. Spellings had his helmet ripped off on the contact.
They'll march it into
Here's the
Riverdale.
play. Personal foul, face mask on the defense. 15-yard penalty resulting in a first down.
They'll march it into the Riverdale side of the field. Spellings will come back out.
I believe if your helmet is ripped off, you might be allowed to stay on the field.
The sophomore quarterback. James Counts Jr. wanting to avenge last year's loss against an old friend, Will Kreisky, on the Riverdale sideline. Spellings running straight into a pile again. And this time he is chopped down by Malik Hicks, the senior corner. Short gain of 3 to bring up 2nd and 7, but there's no question what the game plan is at the moment for Henry County. It's give the ball to number 2 and let him find a gap.
They're letting their 2 fullback H-backs kind of just do a lead, and Spellings is doing, it's well disciplined what Spellings is doing. He's following his blockers, and they're getting movement, so you're going to have guaranteed yards, but I would like to see Spellings scrape the paint a little bit, where his shoulders, maybe he's just barely grazing his D lineman, and then when he finds some space, that's where he's going to get those big explosive plays.
This team wants to hang their hat on the offensive line. It's a veteran group. Nothing but seniors across the front, with the exception of junior right tackle Drew Overton, who stands at 6'5", 236. Flag down in the defensive backfield. They delay a game on the Patriots.
Hold on.
So what would have been a 2nd and 7 becomes a 2nd and 12. And Henry County backed up to the Riverdale 39.
2nd and 12.
Diesel Ward back in the game at running back. Fakes the give to Ward. Spellings wants to throw, slams on the brakes, and he is thrown down. Stop made by Xavier Watkins, the senior. You'll see him a lot at tight end. Plays the H-back position for this Warriors offense. He has the lone receiving touchdown of the night. Makes a play on defense.
Pretty good coverage by the Riverdale defense, but you can kind of see that coming too. 2nd and long, and I know Henry County is into 23 personnel, 2 tight ends, 3 backs in the backfield, but Riverdale's able to stay disciplined. They know they can give up a yard here or there and still force a 3rd and not so good yardage for Henry County. Right now they're facing 3rd and about 13 to 14.
7.5 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter. Man in motion is Littleton. Spellings under pressure, throws the screen, it's caught, but Levon Tharp has nowhere to go. He is swallowed up by JoJo Smith. Smith, a guy who moved out to the edge this offseason, gained some good weight, and is all over the place here in the first half.
Number 8, JoJo Smith, you see him lined up at the will, the backside linebacker. He just tracks the running back the entire time. The second he sees that running back hit the line of scrimmage and settle, he settles, and he's able to read out that screen and flat play very well.
On 4th and 14, Henry County be forced to punt it away again. Killian Snow arches his punt inside the 20, and that's going to roll inside the 5, down at the 3. Excellent punt by Killian Snow to pin the Warriors, who lead it 10-0 midway through the second quarter. Welcome back to Murfreesboro. Second quarter action at Riverdale as we take a break for financial literacy with Wilson Bank and Trust.
At the beginning of every football season, a team sits down and makes a game plan. Let Wilson Bank and Trust help you create your financial game plan. Protect your credit while navigating real-life obstacles by paying off credit cards and bills each month. Financial goals requires complex decisions and smart budgeting. It's always a good idea to prepare now for the future. Like every great coach knows their team, we know our community. We understand your needs and have the winning plays to help you achieve success. Let's craft a game-winning financial strategy that fits you.
James Counts Jr. on the Henry County sideline. Will Kreisky on the Riverdale sideline. 6 state championships between these two programs collectively. For Henry County, they came under Junior's father, James Counts Sr. For Riverdale, they came under the legendary Gary Rankin. But both coaches have been perennial playoff teams when in charge. Henry County has been a quarterfinal finisher or better in the 5A class every year since 2017. Riverdale marooned inside their own 5-yard line, 1st and 10. After an excellent 38-yard punt by Killian Snow. In the gun, Tellin is the quarterback. And they'll run it up the middle. Pushing the pile backward is that Henry County front, as DJ Taylor will pick himself up out of his own end zone. It's a good stop by Xavier Foster, the junior linebacker.
And if I'm Henry County on this 2nd down and 10, I'm really watching out for that big hit play. This is where OCs kind of like to take it over the top if they have the chance, because you don't have your 1st down advantage. So you could run, make a little bit of room for your punt, or you could have a chance to take it over the top and really extend that lead, maybe go out with the ball at halftime. So you see number 34 for Henry County, Xavier Foster, getting downfield, forcing good field position on this series.
Makes a lot of calls for this Patriot defense. Warriors are going to spread it out here. Tellin just trying to scramble out of the end zone. He does so barely. Tripped up, getting back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard.
That's why 2nd down is a good time to take those shots, because you see the Henry County defense, they're just trying to get off the field as fast as possible, maybe even threaten the safety. Now, at 3rd and 10, you're telling your defense, if you're Riverdale, or excuse me, Henry County, you're telling your defense, hey, watch out for the screen, watch out for the open field flat, and then it's time for your front four to really make the rush.
Riverdale spreading things out here. Still a pass-heavy team despite losing 9 of 11 starters on that squad last season. Tellin, play is blown dead.
prior to the snap. False start, number 3 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, remains third down.
It's the wide receiver Cameron Booker, and Coach Kreisky talked this week about still needing to work out some of those week 1 kinks. Riverdale won 24-14 last week against Smyrna, but racked up 95 yards in penalties. And that one pushes them deeper back in their own territory. And Henry County might have just reciprocated.
Always a little bit of an awkward moment there. The Henry County players, they infringed on the neutral zone.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, number 17 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
That's on the junior free safety Adam Townsend, and those will cancel each other out.
I'll tell you who's relieved. Riverdale punter and special teams coach, because from the 1 is a nightmare.
3rd and 7. Tellin guns it to the left side. It's caught at the 10 by Booker. And another flag flies. This one late. Was not enough for the first down, but Riverdale might get bailed out here. Bobby Garrison will give us the call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 9 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, resulting in a first down.
It's on senior corner Brock Betty's.
And if you're a senior, that can't happen. I mean, you have to call it what it is. That is a selfish play. You get a chance to get the ball probably on the other team's side of the field just to start the series, and you can see a little bit after the play. Watch number 9. Yeah, is it? Could you argue that's a that's a part of football? Absolutely. Should you take that chance to hurt your own team? Absolutely not. So just have to be smart, especially from a senior.
1st and 10. 4.5 minutes left in the second. Taylor trying to find the edge. And he's wrapped up by Ryan Mitchell, the senior linebacker. So gains a couple on the play, DJ Taylor. A flag is down on the near sideline, and looks like it's going to be on Riverdale. This game has hit a stutter in the second quarter.
In the conversations we had with the coaches, you and me, coming into this game, I don't think penalties was something we were worried about. I thought these teams would be a little bit more
block in the back. Number 6 on the offense. 10-yard penalties by the foul. First down.
And if you look at the bottom of your screen here, if we get a replay, but number 6 for Riverdale, we had Braylon Burns. He takes a little bit of an unnecessary block. He sort of flies into the back of the Henry County defender on the bottom side of the field. Now he backs his own team up, kind of give back some of that field position Henry County wants.
So half the plays on this drive have been negated due to penalties. 2 by each team. 1st and 19 for the Warriors. Tellin needs 19 yards for the first down. Looking downfield, he is driven down. It's Landon Rhodes, the senior linebacker. And sophomore Dante Cameron's going to have to come in as Tellin's helmet came off in the process.
Henry County physicality we're talking about. Tellin steps up in the pocket. And just a good, clean football wrap-up tackle right there for number 88 of Henry County. Landon Rhodes, the senior, 6'3", 223 pounds on the front for Henry County. They're going to really rely on these guys as we start getting into these later parts of the game, 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, to keep that physicality and start winding down this Riverdale explosive offense.
You know, Rhodes, a player that they want to play in limited capacity as much as they can, as he nursing an ACL injury. Not going to keep him off the field, of course, but they'll certainly be cautious with him as he comes up with his first sack of the season there. Meanwhile, right tackle Avante Morrison, the sophomore, able to walk off the field by his own power back to the Riverdale sideline.
There's our cameraman Hayden on his first day on the job. Shout out Hayden.
Let's go down to the sideline with Sammy Kincaid for more on the linebacker Landon Rhodes.
Yeah, Coach was telling us earlier this week just about his work ethic and just the respect he gets from his teammates and the respect he gives to his teammates. He's going to see limited action, not really be in on those unnecessary plays just so that they can save him throughout the season. But this is his second time hurting his ACL. He actually hurt it last year, tore it last year, and played through it. And so it's pretty incredible to see the toughness. It's pretty incredible to see the toughness that he has and just how he's able to play through that. He's one of 11 players that are in the 1,000-pound club. So really incredible just the strength he has, especially while he's battling that injury.
So the 1,000-pound club is for any player that combines for 1,000 pounds in bench, squat, and power clean in the weight room. And 11 players on this squad are in that club. Landon Rhodes is one of them. And James Counts Jr. talks very proudly about those players and the type of impact it has in terms of the identity of this Henry County program.
Well, when you talk physical, you have to be strong. The burden of football, of strength, is not even really it's just to be able to handle the workload. I mean, we talk about Rhodes and his, ACL injuries. Part of that is his strength. And to give you a comparison of how impressive that strength is as a high schooler, I wasn't in the 1,000-pound club. Some outlets made me all SEC when I was in college, and I wasn't as strong as 11 players on the Henry County team. So it's an impressive group of young men.
Second and long for Riverdale. Cameron looking, he's going to scramble, and he's past the 20. Cameron still on his feet. Middle of the field, finally wrapped up as he crosses the 25, and he gets past the original line of scrimmage. But there's the athletic ability of Dante Cameron. It's what makes him so hard to keep off the field in this rotating QB situation.
This is what we talk about when Henry County has to put him in a phone booth. Cameron probably takes more steps individually than the entire rest of his own team and Henry County. You have to try and cut off with angles. You can't just chase him. He's going to make you pay.
Cameron will get a breather here as Malachi Tellin steps back in. Flag on the far side of the field. Bobby Garrison tells us encroachment on the Henry County defense, and this is a Riverdale drive that started inside their own 5. Just a few moments ago, they were facing a 2nd and 22, and suddenly, Bruno, it's 3rd and 3, and a chance to pick up a first down. Tellin to Taylor. Trying to squeeze through the gap, and he does. That's going to move the chains for the Warriors. A UA local 572 first down for the home team, who have a 10-point lead.
It's almost unbelievable that Henry County was looking to get the ball back with 6 minutes left on the clock. An unsportsmanlike penalty after the play. Now Riverdale is driving. They might be able to get into a 2-minute drill and put some points up on the board before we head into halftime.
DJ Taylor, 31 yards on the night, 7 carries for the future MTSU Blue Raider. Back-to-back weeks now with the future MTSU running back on the broadcast. Of course, the injured Rocky Chandler in week 1 for Shelbyville. Malachi Tellin into the right flat. Room to run. Fletcher, he's tripped up. And Kadarian Fletcher is able to get close to midfield, but there's a flag down.
Flag is called on Riverdale. I believe it's holding out of the backfield. We're starting to get into that awkward territory where, as a coach, you want your team to stay consistent. You don't want to get too high where you're pumped up and where your guys are. You don't want to get too low on an energy level because then you're lulling to sleep. But it might be time to start getting after some guys.
During the play, personal foul, face mask, number 77 on the offense. 15-yard penalty, still first down.
So a face mask on junior left guard Eli Clark. This is a Riverdale offensive line that only returns one starter in right guard Gavin Harris, the only senior in this starting 5 on the O-line. Left to right, it goes junior, sophomore, senior, sophomore for the Warriors.
Clock ticking down.
Following the penalty, it's first and 25.
Riverdale's got 2 timeouts. The penalty made it 1st and 25. Tellin throws to the right. Fletcher again. This time the Patriot defense was ready for it. Adam Townsend comes downhill, wrapping up the ankle of the senior receiver. And he's able to get to the 30. Still second and forever for the Warriors.
Interesting decision right here for Cowens and Henry County. Just kind of, they're not going to use their timeouts. They're just going to take the halftime if they can.
2nd and 18. Tellin again to Fletcher on the right sideline. It's caught. No, incomplete. Side judge rules it incomplete, and it brings up 3rd and 18, but stops the clock with 62 ticks in the first half.
Just trying to spread the ball outside to your playmaker, see if they can make something out of nothing, but you don't want to have a turnover. You don't want to have fumble, interception, so you're just going to go try and complete, operate, maybe take your lead in the halftime. Both teams are kind of starting to slow a little bit down.
Interesting game management situation here for both sides. Tellin on 3rd and 18. Wants to go deep. Flings it downfield. Intercepted. Intercepted by Brock Betties. And the senior corner comes up big on the deep ball. The Patriots offense will come out with 54 seconds remaining and all 3 timeouts. Turnover forced for the first time tonight, and it's Henry County snatching it away, looking to make something happen, down by 10 near the end of the first half.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham, and Sonic, who through their contributions to this program make these games possible for you, the viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecasts: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support. Henry County and our host, Riverdale High School.
Brock Betties picks off Riverdale quarterback Malachi Tellin to give the ball back to his uncle's football team, head coach James Counts Jr. So the Patriots offense, with under a minute to go in the second quarter, all 3 timeouts, chance to get points on the board before the half. Spellings is going to run. Big hole opens up. Aiden Spellings battling towards midfield. He's brought down short of the 45. It's an 11-yard pickup in the UA Local 572 first down as Henry County takes a timeout. And always an interesting position for a team that wants to be very run-heavy. It's a big part of their identity, but you need 50 yards in 47 seconds with now 2 timeouts.
Yeah, they're lucky to go into it with 3 timeouts. I was sort of questioning earlier, was it not wiser to use those timeouts when you're on the defensive side of the football with a second and 25 situation? But now I kind of see how that benefits Henry County. Since they're so run heavy, they're going to take these early 10, 15-yard gains that Spellings can get, because Riverdale's not going to let anything go over the top. They're going to play a lot looser on defense. So now they can take those free 10, 15 using their rushing attacks and really have to hit the pass only when necessary.
Stay tuned. The United States Navy halftime report coming up. Participating school administrator interviews, highlights from here and around the country, and much more. The United States Navy forged by the sea. We'll hear from Henry County head coach James Counts Jr. going into the break with Sammy Kincaid on the sideline as well. But first, 47 seconds remain before the half here in Murfreesboro. The Patriots making the trip 147 miles from Paris, Tennessee for this Week 2 matchup. Spellings wants to throw. Under duress, Spellings is going to run, and he's able to get out of bounds. Picks up a few, bumped out by Cameron Darden, but stops the clock for the Patriots.
Have to wonder what the goal is, too. Maybe it's to get into field goal position, center it a little bit, try and get some points before going into halftime, get the team morale a little bit up. Or are you going to look big?
That puts Spellings over 70 rush yards on the night. Ran for over 100 last week. Already 30 yards from it right before halftime. Sophomore, first-year starter. The 6-foot, 174-pound signal caller who has been handed the keys to this offense. Here he is on 2nd and 7 with 40 seconds remaining in the half. Spellings rolls out, guns it deep, and twisting, turning down the sideline was the intended receiver, Miles Allen, and ball bounces incomplete.
Allen a little frustrated there at the end of the play. Wanted the pass interference call, but also a little bit underthrown by Spellings. Watch Spellings. He rolls out into number 11 in the open field, J.C. Haynes, who's made a lot of plays. So he was under duress when thrown. The underthrow is kind of what takes away the pass interference. Whenever the ball is underthrown, they're not going to let you just run backwards into the guy and take that penalty. You have to at least have it on target.
Coverage by safety Hudson Fuqua. So it's 3rd and 7. Patriots will line up all 3 receivers to the right of the formation. But James Counts Jr. wants to talk about it again. Takes his 2nd timeout with the clock stopped at 33 seconds.
Timeout, Henry County.
You have to wonder if Henry County even has a traditional 2-minute style offense, because we've seen this team line up in a heavy 23 personnel package on 1st and 10 back on their own 20-yard line. So I can't imagine they're going to spread it out into 11 or even 10 personnel. I think they're just going to stick with their normal stuff. Maybe they find a personnel matchup they like. They try to get a guy on the open side of the field against maybe a mismatch, a taller player. That could be what we're communicating about. Or it's just like, hey, boys, take a breather. I'm going to get back on the field, execute.
4th quarter, we'll give you the Bart Durham player of the game. But still a long way to go in this one. Riverdale took the lead on its first offensive series after getting a stop on defense. Malachi Tellen with the fake QB draw. Lulled in the Patriots defense and then hit H-back Xavier Watkins over the top. And the chip shot field goal by Khalil Arman made it 10-0. That is the difference at the moment. 1 timeout remaining for the Patriots. Low snap for Spellings. He's going to run. Gets out of a tackle. Not going to escape the second. J.C. Haynes was waiting to pounce, and the senior defensive end ends the drive for the Patriots and might have just ended the half for the Riverdale Warriors.
J.C. Haynes, again, he really has made his name called out here. He doesn't give up on the play either. He misses the initial sack, tracks back, able to bring Spellings down, and it looks like that's going to take us into halftime.
Indeed it will, as the final seconds tick down, and it's a good first two stanzas for this home crowd at Phil Watts Tomahawk Stadium from Riverdale High School. The Warriors lead the Henry County Patriots 10-0. James Counts Jr. will take his team into the locker room to talk about it, as they're looking to avenge a Week 2 loss from 2023. As Sammy Kincaid is down on the sidelines with Riverdale head coach Will Kreisky.
Coach, good defensive stop there, but on the offensive side, probably not too happy with how undisciplined and the interception. Just kind of walk me through those two and kind of what you're seeing from your team.
Yeah, we got a few receivers jumped off sides, a few receivers get a holding call, a few receivers get blocked in the back. And again, the youth of the offense is showing right now. We got to go into halftime and fix that and get it fixed fast. They're a very good football team, a very physical football team, so we got another half to play.
Even though they're youthful offensive side of the ball, you're still up 10-0. So what do you have to do in the second half to extend that?
We got to fix our offensive mistakes. I mean, we have over 75 yards probably on offensive penalties right now, and that's really hurt us, and you can tell it stalled our drives. Now, we did have the ball on 2, but I felt like if we don't get those penalties, we might get the ball down and at least get a chance to get another field goal.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
That is Riverdale head coach Will Kreisky. His team has a 10-point lead over his alma mater, the Henry County Patriots. 10-0, the score. Stay with us. Halftime coverage for the U.S. Navy halftime report.
You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea. We're proud to present the Sonic Scholar Athlete of the Week. This week's Scholar Athletes are Jack Todd from Henry County High School and Remy Cum from Riverdale High School. Jack is the 2024 District 14 4A Pitcher of the Year, received the 2024 HCHS Baseball Team Scholar Award, and the 2024 HCHS Baseball Team Patriot Award. Remy is a multi-sport athlete, participating in football and track, where he runs the 800 and the 1600 meters. He has multiple AP honors and advanced honors classes, all while maintaining a 3.5 GPA. These All-Stars are now entered to win a $10,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Congratulations to our Sonic Athletes of the Week.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
Welcome back to Riverdale High School, and I'm currently joined by Henry County's Athletic Director, Coach Steve Summers. And Coach, You've got a lot of alumni on your coaching staff and on your faculty. How many do you have on staff?
I don't know exactly how many are on staff, but first of all, I'd like to say we're proud of all of our faculty, whether they're from Henry County or they've come to us from Kentucky or Mississippi or Iowa or wherever they've come from. But it was kind of unique that we found out that how many alumni we did have. And there's an alumni in almost every department that we have teaching at the high school, and there's some kind of alumni in almost every sport that we have in some shape, form, or fashion. So we're really proud of that. It feels good that people will graduate and they want to come back to where they're from.
And you're an alumni, correct?
I am. I graduated in 1986, and proud of that. And I was gone for 20 years, but then I wanted to come back home.
Yes, no, we talked about Coach Counts and also Coach Kreisky both being Henry County alumni earlier in the broadcast.
That's correct. We're real proud of what Coach Kreisky's accomplished. Not too proud of it tonight right now, but we'll be friends again after the second half.
And I know you really want to talk about some other really positive stuff going on at Henry County.
I would just like to say on behalf of all of Henry County school system, I'd like to extend a huge thank you and a nod of gratitude and appreciation to our IT team. They do a great job. They very seldom get credit, but those four people are Denton Jordan, Dwayne Ham, Matthew Myers, and Marcus Hicks. And I just want to say thank you to you guys. You really do a great job, and we really appreciate you.
What would anyone do without the IT team?
we would fall apart.
We really would. Well, thank you again so much for joining me. And thank you so much to Western Kentucky for this moment during halftime. If we come back from this break, we're going to have highlights, stats, all of that. Stick with us. We'll be right back in just a second.
Thank you.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea.
Welcome back to Riverdale High School, where they currently lead Henry County 10-0, and I am joined by the Riverdale High School principal, Miss Tamara Blair. And thank you so much for hosting us tonight and hosting us on a beautiful new turf field.
Yes, thank you. We're very excited about this, and we're very grateful to all our sponsors. They have just been so wonderful to us, our community has, and we look forward to celebrating them in a couple of weeks. We didn't do tonight because of the long weekend, so several of our sponsors were going to be gone this weekend that were just integral in making this happen, and it is beautiful. We're extremely excited.
And campus is beautiful too. There's a lot of construction updates going on. It's going to be real pretty here real soon.
Yes, we're exhausted by just all the stuff going on, but it makes us very proud. This summer we were going through this turf addition, so we're very excited about that. And then also addition of our 30 classrooms and a new auditorium. And they're also connecting we have 6 buildings, and they're connecting our buildings together. So we're like a mini campus, but they're putting us together with this new addition. And they've done renovations at the same time. So we were going through a lot of renovations this summer. And but we're very excited about that. They added a new student services for us inside and some new art rooms. And we're getting ready to get new culinary. That's what they're working on now. So anyway.
That's fantastic opportunities, especially when you have such a growing student population, too.
Yes, so we increased again this year by about 200 students. Rutherford County itself is just growing so much, and so we're all feeling the growing pains, if you will. But definitely our area is growing, and we have felt those growing pains. But we are very excited, and we're hanging in there so that we'll be ready for this edition, and I'm sure we'll feel it very quickly.
You talked about a lot of new programs, but talk a little bit more about some of those CTE programs.
So some things talking about adding things to our program. We, of course, already have our FFA, our agriculture, vet science, and all that. And so what they're doing is we're building a new barn. That's going to be an addition as well. And we're also getting a new greenhouse. And so we're very excited about that. And then again, when I was talking about culinary, that is a new program to our school. We went ahead and started it this year knowing that we were building that addition on for our school.
Well, that's fantastic. So many exciting things going on at Riverdale High School. And again, thank you so much for hosting us tonight. And thank you again to Western Kentucky for this moment during halftime. Whenever we come back from break in just a little bit, we're going to have stats, highlights, a whole lot more for you. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea.
Halfway done from Riverdale High School in week 2. It's the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. The Riverdale Warriors lead the Henry County Patriots 10-0 as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. Alongside Bruno Reagan, I'm Lucas Panzica, Sammy Kincaid down on the sidelines, and Henry County got the ball first. Bruno, Riverdale with the stop and a score, and really, it's been all Warriors from that point on, and Henry County doing a nice job of not letting it get more than 10-0.
Yeah, when you look at the game from the play perspective, I mean, it looks like Riverdale's absolutely dominating. When you look at the score and the stats, you can see that there's kind of issues on both sides. And if I'm Henry County, I'm like, okay, we're kind of lucky to get out 10-0. And if I'm Riverdale, I'm like, man, we really left a lot on the table there.
Very penalty-heavy first half for both sides, but we'll look at the highlights. Henry County got the ball first. JoJo Smith making sure that drive came to an end for the Warriors to get the ball.
JoJo Smith hit it early, able to force Henry County out of their element.
And Malachi Tellin connected with Xavier Watkins over the top for the opening touchdown. Warriors 7, Patriots 0 in the first. Riverdale was knocking on the door again. MTSU commit DJ Taylor, though, stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and it was a chip shot field goal to make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, Henry County's actually had some really good goal line stands. It shows that they're still physical and they can make things happen on the defensive side of the football.
Riverdale with the ball to close out the half. Tellin looking to go deep, and it was an interception by Brock Betties to give the Patriots back the ball. The drive fizzled, and the first half came to an end. Riverdale 10, Henry County 0 as we look at the first half stats. 72 rush yards for Henry County, so out rushing the home team, but they want to be balanced, Bruno, and -8 yards passing, not getting the job done at the moment.
Well, Henry County's entire passing game is based off establishing the run. Your key fakes, your play actions, your rollouts. So until they can get their first, second downs, which will, I assume, be better just by the nature of physical football in the second half, it's no guarantee here for Henry County. They have to establish it.
Meanwhile, the dual quarterback system resulting in 87 passing yards for the Riverdale Warriors. Heavy half in terms of the flags thrown. Over 100 yards of penalties between both sides. Both coaches going to want to get that cleaned up.
For as great and dynamic as Riverdale has been, they've had Taylor, they've had their dual quarterbacks, Tellin and Cameron. They've gotten the ball spread out. Most of their penalties that you see right there are all on the offensive side of the football. So if they get that cleaned up, they can probably put this game away in the second half.
Riverdale, though, will get the football to start things off in the third quarter. How critical is the stop for the Henry County defense out of the gates here?
Oh, they got to turn the tide and the momentum onto them, because you don't want to, take a half of your third quarter, your fourth quarter, trying to get back to your base. You have to come out swinging, especially after halftime. You got the jitters out. You got the road element out of your system. Now it's time to execute and be flawless. No penalties.
How about our keys to the game? Henry County wanted to drag Riverdale into a phone booth. Riverdale needed to match that physicality. What do you think of the Warriors' job so far with a 10-point lead?
Well, I think the Warriors, the reason they're leading is because they've matched the physicality. If anything, they've been more physical. Henry County has had some chances to show, especially on their goal line defense, that, hey, we're still here. They have good first down out of their 23 personnel. But Riverdale is winning a lot of the one-on-one matchups, and they're doing it with physicality. And Henry County, they're having trouble really containing the Riverdale playmakers into the box. They need to try and shut them down, make them one element, whether it's running or passing. You want to try and make a team one-dimensional.
So, with a 10-point lead, Riverdale will get the ball to start this second half. But first, each week during halftime of our Friday Night Rivals broadcast, we'll be showcasing outstanding Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals game highlights from across the country. Let's check out some of the best from Week 1.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Parker makes the catch at the 2. The senior with some room. Weston Parker for CPA down the right sideline. One man to beat. Touchdown Lions. All right, BA will get a chance to answer now. Here they go. This is Neo Clifton with some room. Spinning out to the 40. Past midfield on his feet. Neo Clifton trying to answer with